Okay, thank you very much. I think I have 3 minutes, so I will make this comment quite short, I think. Well, it's been a truly privilege to listen to your lecture and your reflections with regard to the link of search between liberalism and religion and the need for different kind of critiques. And I think especially I'm really interested in what are the empirical implications of this debate, because you seem to trying to establish a ground for discussion also about what are the implications of how do we understand different institutions within the framework of liberal traditions. Elsewhere, you have put it, I think, very, very nicely and very precise, because you said that should the state be sheltered from religion, or should religion be protected by the state? This is, I find these two questions very, very interesting, because it really narrows down what we are discussing. How should we understand religion within a secular society, and how should we understand the state as dependent or independent of religion? In theory, it is quite, it's quite simplistic. In Norway, we do agree that this is freedom of religion, and everyone, I think most people support that. In practice, this is quite different. This is, in sociology, we often refer to debate when it comes to conflicts of interest and conflicts of identity. And when it is conflict of interest, it's quite easy, because then we really do agree what's the common good, and we tend to try to make some compromise, and then we can all agree how we give some, we lose some, and we meet halfway. When it's conflicts of identity, it's really something else. You mentioned different kind of religious practices, slaughtering, wearing scarves, hijabs, burkini in the swimming pools, and so on, which is a big debate in Norway. It is no way to go to suggest a solution with a compromise, like let's say that it's allowed to wear hijab every second day. It's no point. That's not what we are trying to deal with here, right? So then we have to discuss what do we actually mean with religion as an institution in a modern secular society. And I think that the critique is very interesting, but where are we now? Where are you now? What is your position after, in the book, in not the first chapter, but in the final chapter? I would like to know. So, if you can jump that. And I think that it is also crucial to me to challenge you to say a little bit more about the private versus the public sphere. Because to me it's quite interesting that religion within the private sphere is really something else than in the public sphere. And I would like to say some words about a chapter which I've been written now in a book which is called The Public Sphere in Change, and I've written the chapter with Olav Elgvin, who's unfortunately not here. But then we have looked upon the debates around from the mass media, and how do they reflect upon what to publish. And then you can clearly see that all the debates about the caricatures and after Charlie Hebdo and so on and so forth, it's really made an impact on how the journalists and the editors think about what can we say about religion? How can we make religious critique in the public sphere today? Well, what they say when we ask them is that, of course, we can publish everything, and we need to publish everything, but we don't do it. Not because we can't do it, but because it's not wisely to do it. So the thing which I find very interesting is how do the negotiations on what are the different responsibilities, what are the need to prove to be multi-religious society. How do we go about it, and what should the state do, and what should the religious communities do in order to, what should we say, be independent in many ways from the state. So your position seems to be like you protect egalitarian liberalism, and I find it very, very easily to agree with you. But I would like to have you to say some more, to reflect some more about what are the empirical implications for the institutions, and what, I mean, that will also give us something more to work on in our empirical reflections on in the Norwegian society. And yeah, I think I finished there. Okay.